Fargo favorites. So I want to know, and now you've been in Fargo for a long time, so you should probably have some interesting answers to these questions.
Well, it's funny. There's so many new places that I have not gotten to yet, just because I've been so busy. I don't get to every place downtown. I do love beer and fish downtown. That's one of my favorite restaurants.
Well, that's the first question, is what your favorite restaurant is.
Well, see, I don't have a favorite restaurant. That's the problem. It's like, there's nights when I just want some Olive Garden, some breadsticks and salad.
Yeah.
But, beer and fish has always been good. Man. See, I go back to some older restaurants that I miss. The Treetop was a fantastic restaurant back when that was here. That was at the top of the bank in downtown Moorhead. And that was really cool. And apparently they're going to put something back up there. But I don't know. God, that's so hard to tell. Maxwells is excellent. And
Maxwells,
if you want really fine dining.
Yeah, very, very high end.
But I love some good Chinese, and I really miss,
So Olive Garden to Maxwells, you really do run the gamut.
Everything. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You just get a taste for something. You got some favorites here and there. I do miss Johnny Carino's. That was a good Italian place.
Yes. That was,
and it was a chain, but it was still good. And it was a little step over Olive Garden, but I love my Olive Garden, too. But yeah, God, that's...
I want to compare Carino's to Olive Garden. Come on, Johnny Carino's was good.
Oh, it was excellent. Yeah, well, and there's like Lucy's Chinese. It's fantastic.
Very good, yeah.
So it depends on the mood you're in. There's so many good places that I'm leaving a ton of them out. But
Fargo is famous for its restaurants. We have a lot. I think probably one of the most per capita.
Recently, my new favorite is Plaza Azteca.
Oh yeah, another good,
excellent
an excellent choice. Yeah. Brought my in-laws there when they came from out of country. That because they don't have Mexican where they come from. Wow. So we went to Plaza Azteca. Very good,
really good.
Now you're in a million different things, running a million different organizations. I'm sure you meet people all the time. Yeah. Just have a quick meeting, sure. Coffee or a beer or something along those lines. Yeah. What's your favorite place to meet someone?
Usually, I like going to like a coffee joint or a bar or something like that.
Yeah.
But the problem is they're usually noisy. If you gotta meet somebody and chat, you need a quieter place.
Sure.
There's the bar. I can't remember what it is. And I'm just gapping on the name. But the new hotel downtown, the bar that's right on the main floor there.
Yeah.
It's in the
with the RDO building, that really tall building in the downtown.
Something or like that. I can't remember what it is, but.
Don't hold on to me. We'll both drown.
That was a good play. I've done a lot of meetings there with the Fargo Film Festival and some of the other stuff going on. So that's a good spot.
Yeah.
But there's a ton of them, I'm sure. It's just, for me, it's a noise thing. Most bars are way too loud. They turn the damn music down.
I'm trying to talk to someone.
When I have to scream at somebody in their ear when I'm out, I'm not going to that bar anymore. And that's maybe it's I'm just getting old. Yeah, that could be.
Well, if you're trying to meet somebody and talk with them,
even if you're out with friends and you're trying to just have an evening out with friends, I'm not there just to listen to your grinding music. I'm trying to have a conversation with my friends. And so it's like we tend not to go to those places anymore. And that's fine. If that's what they want for their crowd, that's fine. But they're driving away a certain audience when they do that. So they should have some quieter areas for people to actually chit chat. That's
good advice from a longtime man of the town. I think that's somebody who wants to start up something maybe a little quieter and cooler. I think they could do very well. Some light jazz music playing, maybe.
That would be cool to have a piano bar or something like that.
Hey,
which the Radisson has some of that. They did anyway. I'm not sure if they still do that, but I think they do on certain nights. But
very cool. Yeah. Moving to the next question. Now this one gets actually a little controversial. People a little more one team or the other. Where do you do your grocery shopping?
I mix it up. I do some Walmart because you cannot beat the prices on things like cereal and canned goods. The same thing that's at every other place, but it's 30-40% cheaper.
What blew my mind was bread.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
like I was getting. I won't call anybody out, but I was paying like $4.50 a loaf, and then I went to Walmart. It was like $2.80.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm getting robbed.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and so that it's hard to compete. But I'm a long-time Hornbachers guy. Grew up with Hornbachers.
Did you know Mr. Hornbacher?
No,
because you seem to know everybody.
I do. Well, I have met Dean Hornbacher a few times, but I don't know him personally. But things, it's just the place we grew up with, but they've gone up in price. They've been edging up in price. And one person said, "Oh, that's kind of the high end place in Fargo." I said, "Really?"
Yeah.
And it kind of is in a way. It's presented
I'd say
that
it's fancy schmancy.
Yeah,
to
it's
me,
a little
that's
fancy and everything, and it's nice to go in there and shop. But again, it's a little bit of a price shock here and there. So I watch sales, and I do like their produce section, and I like their deli and bakery area and stuff like that. And I do shop at some of the other parts of the store, but there's some areas I just don't even go in because I know I'm not going to shop there. I'm going to go to Walmart.
Yeah, get that.
A big box of cereal that's takes a month to eat. Half the price of a small box that they have.
Yep.
So.
Absolutely. This one might be harder for you to answer because you know so many people. What's your favorite business?
Oh, geez.
Yeah, got to pick just one to shout out.
Business. Well, I mean, that covers a wide variety of sins, though,
It can be organization. Anybody who's running an operation.
Well, one that's near and dear to my heart, and I haven't had enough time to spend there in a long time, is the Fargo Theater.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally grew up there. I was in... I worked there in high school when it was a regular theater. It was a Plit movie theater back then. I was part of the demolition and renovation of it in the early 80s when we were turning it went nonprofit while I was in the Navy, and came back and worked there for several years and helped the demolition, and I helped carry the 70 millimeter projector up to the booth, which is like the size of a Buick. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
Wow. And I'm one of the founders of the Fargo Film Festival and long time standing. And the theater is such a treasure to this community. It really is. And if you haven't gone to a movie there, it isn't even just the movie. It's all the other things that happen there. It's definitely one that you got to check out. It's something we bring our guests there every year because when the guests come in early enough, we give them a little tour of the Fargo sites they want to see because everybody's interested in Fargo. People are intrigued by it because of the movie and everything else. So they got to go see the wood chipper, of course. But then the next part is the Fargo Theater and downtown Fargo to just check out some sites.
I agree. What you just said there is the impetus behind the whole show. Like you said, everybody is. I think people really are. They want to know, who are these people who live in the middle of the tundra with covered wagons? And it's like, well, actually, we're a burgeoning metro that's got a lot going on, and we got the Fargo Theater is very, very cool. I definitely been there many times.
It's one of the top 10 places in the country to see a movie, according to USA Today.
Really?
Yep, that's an article that's in the theater. And, the theater, Oregon itself, was built by Lance Johnson of Johnson Organ Company here based in Fargo. He does the Radio City Music Hall organ and several other huge famous organs. He built the Fargo Theater pipe organ, and it's amazing. So if you go there for a silent movie night or just when they're playing the Wurlitz or something like that, you're getting a treat that 95% of the country does not get a chance to see. And so it's something worth checking out and doing.
What I really got to do is get somebody from there on this show. I've been trying to hunt them. Call Emily.
Emily Beck, yeah.
Call Emily Beck. Okay, that's what I will do. Thank you, Tony Tilton. Last question, and then we'll do plugs and get out of here. Now you may not be able to all the things you have going on. You might not have an answer to this at all because you might not. It's your day off. Do you take days off? You doing something just for Tony?
I do.
Okay, so it's just you, maybe with someone, maybe alone, but you're doing something not to work, but to relax and enjoy, have a good time. Well, what do you do for fun?
Well, part of it is vegging on the couch, watching movies and stuff like that, catching up on stuff.
No, I feel you.
I'm a football fan, so I'm a Vikings fan. I've bled purple forever, and it's a killer every single year. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the things. But I love going, go to films and go out with friends, and it's one of those things that just going out to dinner or something like that, and spending some time together and, doing some fun stuff. This is a great month because there's so much fun stuff to do. We go to the haunts, we go to do pumpkin patch stuff and everything like that. And I've got a big circle of friends. So even within our group, it's like sometimes I'm with this group with 5 or 8 people and maybe this other group of 7 or 8 people or whatever. It just depends on what's going on. But yeah, I try to get out and do something social, with people. But sometimes it's fun just to veg on the couch too.
Yeah. What do you watch like the same movies, or you try to catch up on movies, or are you? I feel like it's a golden age for television drama.
Well, all of the above.
Yeah.
I'm a filmmaker too, and that's one of the things that I was known for years. And I'm trying to finish a couple of films, but I have no time right now.
Yeah.
But but I'm a film guy too. I film degree from Morehead State and everything. So I watch a little of everything, and I've loved Yellowstone and the prequels.
Yeah.
Especially the 1883. That was fantastic.
Yep.
That was fantastic.
Yes.
But I love a good. It doesn't matter what genre it is. I love a good film. I'm a big action guy. The John Wick series I love because they're just so well made.
Did you see
the Mission Impossible films are fantastic, and I'm more like the #1 James Bond fan around here.
Did you see Nobody?
Yes, I love Nobody
with Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, Bob Odenkirk. Great.
So good.
It's a great movie.
That was amazing. That was a sleeper for me. Like I randomly put that on and I was like, what is this? That's amazing.
No, Nobody's a fantastic movie. You haven't seen it. I mean, I love Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
And you think of him in that term, but he's just a good actor, and he's always been a great comedian. If you go back and watch
Mr. Show,
Mr.
Show, of course,
which is like the American, grandchild of Monty Python, basically. And
yeah. Wow. All right. Well, that's the show.
All right.
Yeah, we did it.
All right.
Go ahead. Why don't you plug?
We got ValleyCon. ValleyCon's up this weekend. ValleyCon.com. We've got Adrian Paul from Highlander. We've got Billy West. We've got the She Squatchers. We've got Martin Keller, UFO expert. Adrian Lee, paranormal psychic, and so much more. We got Sean Gordon Murphy. He's the Batman author. He's the guy who writes Batman for DC right now. One of the top comic guys around. He's coming here. We also have major comic book illustrators out of Minneapolis, Dave Wheeler and John Bivens. Lots of other guests. So many activities and things going on. It's cheap. You can come in just for an afternoon if you want, or stay all weekend. There's a lot of stuff going on. Check it out. ValleyCon.com.
Very cool. And of course, I'm Conrad Fargo. This has been The Fargo 5. Subscribe. Find us on conradfargo.com/The Fargo 5, or just find us on Facebook to look for The Fargo 5. And we will see you next week. Going out here with Kowloon and Wake Up. See you next week.